Hello, good evening, and welcome. It is the club call. A day late, but there's a reason for that.
Busy yesterday.
Yeah, we were busy. Busy yesterday. We had places to go, people to see, derbies to win. That we did. So here's your opportunity. If you're a Toffee TV Premier member, you will see the link at the top on Toffee TV Premier. You click that link and you get through to us. Let's have as many people coming on for a chat about the Merseyside derby in the time we have allotted to us. And
how long is that?
Well, that'd be about just over an hour, I think.
Okay.
And let's have a little chat about it. It was a big moment. It was a brilliant night, and let's keep the good vibes flowing ahead of Brentford on Saturday, which will be.
You claimed earlier this afternoon people could only get 5 minutes.
If there's a queue, yeah.
So 10 to 12.
Yeah.
Between 10 and 12, you can
if there's
do
a
it in
queue,
an hour.
don't be hogging the line and give us your. When we do this, we are pretty lax when it comes to people. We just let them talk, which is fine. That's what the club call's there for. But we want people to get on, be snappy, get their points across, and then we'll just kick them off. That's what they do on.
So how many waiting now?
That's what they do on radio. We've got Chris straight away. We're going to get on now. That's what they do on radio stations. They just get their point and then just kick them off and then just chat and don't let them say anything. We don't do that because we're nicer.
They always do it 2 seconds into the next minute so they maximise their income.
Absolutely. Have we got Chris? Go on.
Can you guys hear me?
Go on, Chris.
Chris, go for it.
Go
man.
on, mate.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. I woke up slightly hungover this morning, but
well done.
What a day! What a day! Like we went to there's a pub in London called the Fitzrovia Bell. We've basically taken it over as the Everton pub, and it was full to the brim with Toffees in there, going absolutely mental for that game. It was unbelievable. What a night! I've never seen because I've gone a couple of times now, and we've had a couple of nights which are very disappointing in there recently. Like the Chelsea game massively stands out. But for us to actually be able to witness that and actually be in a room full of Blues was amazing. Even better than that, there's a guy who normally comes in who's a Red who just sits by himself at the bar just to gloat in case Everton lose. Why you would do that, I don't know.
He's a Red.
He
tells
he was
you
a
why.
Red, yeah.
That tells you why.
Exactly. It's like, why don't you go to a Liverpool pub somewhere in the city, just do that. But no, apparently he wants to do that. That didn't really go too well for him, so he had to skulk off 10 minutes before the end of the game. It was absolutely glorious. What a night. What a night. Unbelievable.
Well, Reds are a collective, so he probably left the pub when the fans were leaving Goodison Park. So if they're a hive, right, mate, they can just communicate with each other when it's acceptable to go and hide. Yeah.
Mate, I have been the most bitter winner this entire, just the past day or two. I've been so bitter. You guys obviously know that guy from DR Sports, that AGT, right? If you watch that stream of this afternoon, they absolutely roast him. It was glorious because I can't stand him personally, but it was just amazing. And just watching fan reactions, just more than anything, just how long has it been since we've been able to see a victory at Goodison Park? What a day. And the team were brilliant. They were so good. Everyone, yes, there were a couple of dodgy moments here and there, Decore, attacking wise wasn't great, but worked so hard with the team. Everyone was on it. Pickford, leader at the back. Taki was brilliant, attacking and defending. Branthwaite with the goal. That's the reason he's demanding such a high price tag. It was an incredible performance and won the fans after everything we have been through this season. We thoroughly deserve that. I am so happy. Anyway, that's a bit of a rant.
That's a good rant. It's not a rant.
That's a taste of what he's been doing all day.
It's
good on you.
Yeah. And you'll have had a few good days as well, because obviously beating Nottingham Forest as well.
True.
Would have been a highlight for you as well. So.
My drummer in my band is a Forest fan, and he wasn't too happy with the VAR stuff. And I was like, well, you're happy with it when it benefited you in the playoff finals. So
yeah,
what goes around comes around, baby. What can you say to that, really?
Yeah, he went back into his hole then, did he?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, but he only started supporting Forest when they actually started looking like they could go up. So,
Oh dear.
Glory supporters. What can you do? Here's what it is.
Imagine being a Glory supporter for Forest, but it was actually in like now times, like the time to become a Glory. Glory. Yeah, it was like 1978. Which he might. I mean, he would have struggled with that not being born clearly, but you know what I mean. Yeah. No, it was good. No, that's interesting, Chris. Interesting to hear you say you were in London and stuff and in a pub, and it is interesting. Obviously, we've got the really good fortune of being in the stadium and witnessing it firsthand. But it's good to hear other people and you're saying yourself there, it's good to hear other people and what their experiences of it, because just like little things like that of saying a Red who comes in and normally sits there and watches our games just so we can gloat that we can lose. They're the kind of things that we don't always appreciate. People can talk about being how hard it is Everton and stuff like that. Just makes it 10 times worse. Just that one fella that you have no background on his life of being a supporter of Liverpool or what he's done for the cause, and you're there, and they're the ones that wind you up more than anybody.
Yeah. They are.
They offer nothing other than negativity.
Absolutely. I mean, like I've lived in because initially I lived in like small villages most of my life, and obviously, like I used to live in Oxfordshire, I used to live in Shropshire, and you're surrounded by like Reds, like Liverpool fans wherever you go, and so obviously, like they really want to rub it in when they do win. Like I even remember this, like when I were I think I was like 17 or 18 when I was working in the co-op. There was a Red there, and he was proper giving it the big one about how much like Liverpool were going to batter us. So he does a deal to a bet. I'll bet you a tenner that Liverpool will smash you at the Merseyside derby. And I was like, all right, cool, deal, whatever. I can afford to lose a tenner. And me and my dad went to that game. It was the 3-0 with Andy Johnson heads against Reina. It was amazing. And he went hiding the next day at work. It was brilliant. What again? Oh God. And these wins are so rare that when you get them, you just got to enjoy them.
You do, yeah, you do, and they haven't come along very frequently at Goodison Park. But you've called out two anyway. The one you were at, and the one that you caused this guy to leave the pub from. So No,
but they don't. They don't come out that they don't. I mean, that's the thing. It's not like it's. People could call you out for actually celebrating this because we don't win them that often, and because that's what the mentality they have of like, well, you won one, did you? Well, yeah, we did, and we will celebrate it because we don't get to celebrate them that often.
They don't win at Goodison very often either.
No, they don't. Klopp's only won one more than he's lost.
That's right.
At Goodison. There you go. So, and if he's supposed to be a world-class manager, then I don't think that's a particularly good record when we've been in our
it's times 3 wage bill that should be embarrassed about. Yeah.
No, but like there is that thing of like, and don't get me wrong, I haven't seen it that much because they have been all of them in their foxholes. It's been honestly, it was like 28 days later when we walked in here this morning. Honestly, I was just looking around like John Travolta, looking around. I couldn't see anything, couldn't hear anything. Apparently, I was told they were upstairs, but I'm not 100%.
Like their fans yesterday, they were in, but they were left early.
They sneaked. I seen a couple of them sneaking out before the door was like really, really quiet. It was like trying to go out or try and get back in when you were young and you didn't want your mum to catch you. Yeah, there was a little bit of that, but not that we were bothered. Not that I could care less. I wouldn't have spoke to any of them today, no matter what. Anyway,
for them to. You're not to say anything.
Yeah, because then they don't know. Again, it's that thing of
when
like
is it coming?
They don't. Yeah. They're like, oh, I need to stay out the way. But I'm not bothered. I'm not interested in any of that kind of stuff. I wouldn't have texted anybody if I had anyone to text or anything last night. It's not about rubbing it on other people's faces. It's just about celebrating it yourself. The minute you start becoming that person of texting and ringing people, then.
Oh yeah, totally.
It's about us celebrating. So
yeah, 100% agree with that. I would never do it like myself because even if like Liverpool fans do it to me, like I generally don't do it in return because I feel like it's like almost like a sweeter victory because they're expecting it and then you don't, so it almost like winds them up even more.
Spot on, Chris. Yeah, spot on. Yeah, exactly. And they'll always come to you before you go to them.
A smug smile is always better than honestly. Yeah, it's always my go-to. It's like
knowing nod,
the knowing smile, just walking through with that smile and them knowing, them thinking to themselves, the bastards. Full Sean Bean, just you bastard.
Yeah,
that's it.
You bastard.
Yeah, that's what it's all about. So we will. There'll be lots of knowing smiles, and hopefully, let's just get through Saturday. Try and get the result we need, and then put all this nightmare behind us. Hopefully, fingers crossed.
It looks like you guys actually do have a queue, so I will let
Nice one, Chris. Good to hear from you,
mate.
mate.
You guys.
Cheers,
nice
Chris.
one, mate.
Before I go
on.
Up them Toffees, baby.
He's right, mate. He's right.
Good man.
He's right.
Cheers, Chris.
See you guys.
See you, mate. Who else have we got, Ned?
The Astro.
You don't need to do it like an impersonation of him. You can just say Astro.
Yeah.
Are you getting him on, or are we just sitting here?
He's on mute.
Astro, stop
Astro,
stop being mute. The idea of Astro being mute at any stage in his life.
Come on, Nick.
That man, he didn't cry himself out into the world. He talked himself into the world. He probably knew the pitch of how to get out the womb and everything. This man. Where are you, Astro? Where are you? Come on, mate.
Can you cook as well?
Who?
You.
You know I can cook.
I don't think putting hot water into some mixture.
You know I can cook. We've had this conversation before.
We haven't seen evidence.
He's left, so I've got Steve Kelly.
Okay, get Steve.
Hey,
where's your impersonation for Steve Kelly? Go ahead, Steve.
Come on, Steve. Like.
Hello, boys. You all
Hello,
right?
Steve.
Yeah,
we're all good. We're all good.
Very, very tired, but very happy.
Yeah.
You went out last night, didn't you?
Yeah, I got in at stupid o'clock, John, but it was all worth it.
Yeah.
All worth it this morning. Walk, doing the school run this morning, seeing a lot of sad red faces. It was nice being a blue and being able to send your kid into school, being able to be happy.
Oh, excellent.
Yeah, but it was good. I looked around, like, see last night. It was just good to see, like, everyone, like, just like together, I suppose, like old, young, like people you've never even spoke to, hugging them and all that type of stuff. And to me, that's what it's like when people go, it's one game, it's one. I don't care, mate. It's like the season we've had in the last 3, 4, 5 years we've had. Last night made up for it. Like, I don't really like have any like I suppose feelings towards this team, but I was actually really proud of every player last night as well. Like, just as a special ones, because I know Dominic Calvert-Lewin and Jessica Garnagay have been obviously mentioned a lot, but I thought even Ben Godfrey last night, like coming in and like that tackle he made just before half time as well on the line, and like that was such a huge moment in the game, because obviously if they score, then obviously it's a completely different game. But I thought he stuck to his task all night. I thought he proved that, like, what a squad game is, where you can come in and just do a job. And I know he obviously has been criticised, obviously heavily. Obviously he's been criticised heavily, obviously in the past, but I thought a bit of a special mention to him last night.
No, that moment, we spoke about it earlier, that moment was huge, wasn't it? It was huge for the game. If Liverpool had got a 1-0 lead then against the run of play, then we would have felt here we go again. We've done this before. We started off, we never got a, we never get the rubber to green, and suddenly we're 1-0 behind. So that was a huge moment. And you're absolutely right with the squad game, because early on the season when we played Burnley, and he came in that game and he was pretty good in that game. He
made a similar block, didn't he, as well, in that game?
Yeah,
and again, it's that thing of like, when you've got a squad and you can trust those players and you can dip them in and out when they need to, rather than being forced to, it doesn't half make a difference to the overall strength of your squad, knowing that there's a player. And maybe not even mentioning Sean Dyche. I think as fans we're not very trusting, are we? We always like roll the eyes, but maybe Ben Godfrey does deserve a little bit more trust. I think we know what he's good at, we know what he's not good at, but there's no need to just say, well, he's done, or we shouldn't have him. He's been important this season in moments, and he had a good run recently. And then actually when he went out the side, I'm not saying we become destabilised because Seamus wasn't great and then he got injured, and then Ashley Young played there at the weekend, and actually he's come back in again in what is arguably one of the hardest games of the season, and has had as a really good professional performance. And that makes you think, well, probably just best leaving him in there for the rest of the season then, rather than mess about with it.
Yeah, and I think he obviously at times as well, he splits the fan base young, doesn't he? I think when you hear different people say different things, and I actually think as a free transfer, he's actually done all right, to be honest with you. I don't think he's ever gone out. Obviously, bar the derby at Anfield and let us down. I don't think his legs have all been there at times, but I think last night, it just proved he's come in, and I think he's played the last 3 games as well in like 10 days, something like that. So obviously he's putting a lot on the line himself. But no, I just thought last night I thought we deserved it as a fan base as well, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Obviously it's been a crap year, obviously with everything that's happened to us, points deductions and stuff like that. And I thought last night we deserved that as much as anything. And also credit to the manager as well. I thought he got his substitutions right at the right time. I think he made the substitutions at the right time. He's been a bit, obviously people, myself and other people have criticised him a lot this season for his in-game management. But I thought his in-game management was actually spot on last night. And I think he done a really good job on Liverpool, and he proved that. I don't know, it's just interesting now, obviously, what the next steps are with this team. Obviously, I know we've got to win, I think it's one more game, and basically if Luton lose one more game, I think we're safe, aren't we? So I think it's an interesting time now for the football club of where we go next and what the plans are and going forward for next season, because next season is going to be probably even tougher. So, but you've just got to enjoy days like today. It's like I've been absolutely half asleep at my desk all day working, but sitting there at the same time, a big smile on my face and watching the goals back. And I thought even like Wayne Rooney on Sky was really good last night as well. I thought he come across really well, and it was actually good to see a high-profile name supporting Everton for once on Sky, because usually we get the dregs of like players who haven't really played for Everton for 5 minutes. You know what I mean? So I think it was good to see Wayne sticking up for the Blues and giving Carragher a bit of a dig as well, which was funny. So
yeah, it was funny.
I think there's often a thing where ex-players go in for these games and they've got nothing about them. Like Jagielka sits on the fence, Osman sits on the fence, because they've got nothing really in terms of being a player to back up their opinion. They feel overawed about these people who sit round them who've won all the trophies, and they're a bit hesitant. And obviously they're all trying to get on with their media career as well. So they don't want to upset anyone by saying the wrong thing. Whereas Wayne doesn't care. He's got all the trophies.
Yeah.
He wants to be a manager. The media thing will be a backup. But he also knows if he walks into a room with anybody, his medals outdo all of them. All of them.
Yeah.
In English football, there's no one that can hold a stick to Wayne Rooney. Nothing whatsoever. So he walks in that room and he becomes the biggest presence, and it doesn't matter about Carragher, what he says. Carragher hasn't won anything to what Wayne Rooney's won. So he can have those opinions, and it's great that he sat there last night and he wouldn't sit there and play the nodding dog.
But he wasn't prepared to wait his turn.
Yes.
No.
And with 3 red shites in the studio with him, you know, then he might not have got the airtime.
Exactly, and
So
that's
he
another
just-
thing.
so he
People,
just jumped in.
You're absolutely right. I mean, I did something for Sky yesterday, and they're allowing the Liverpool supporter to talk, and I've had this loads, and I know Baz has to put up with this when he goes on the overlap as well. You've got Reds who are talking about our problems, and we're not even allowed our time to talk about our problems, but other fans are allowed to talk about our problems, because it all plays into the narrative. And for once, it was great to watch it and be like, hang on, all these excuses, you know, just giving a little slight punch in the kidneys and all this kind of thing. And it was lovely to see. It was lovely for Carragher to be like, what was he supposed to do? What was he supposed to do? When was he supposed to say he was leaving? You know,
it's not that as well, because like with Rooney, everyone in the media, everyone always obviously he was a Man United player longer than he was an Everton player. So
That's right, yeah.
Everybody knows, obviously Wayne's a blue, and you can tell, like, obviously John, you sit in the park end, obviously the reaction of him banging on the windows and all that.
Yeah.
It's like, he is obviously played for Man United, had an unbelievable career at Man United, but obviously, even their fans knew he was always still an Everton fan. Like, that's the reality. But just one more before I go. John, so obviously you might remember this. Do you remember Joe Royle scoring 2 when Everton won 2-0 at Goodison?
Probably. I'm not Baz, so.
No. So obviously I was telling Ped today. So I was in a pub last Saturday, and I was speaking to a fellow Blue in there, just having a pint, and she got talking Everton, as you do. And he's been a season ticket holder for 50 years.
Wow.
But he won't go derby games. He hasn't been one for 49 years.
Oh, good.
And he went for the first time last night.
Well, he'll come back then.
No, but the funny thing was, John, the last time he went to a derby game, Everton won 2-0.
Oh, he's bookended them.
But last night, I actually seen his daughter before I was picking Georgia from school. I was like, I owe your dad a pint because he won me 150 odd quid last night. Because after I spoke to him on Saturday, I went and put a bet on it. Because stuff like that just sticks with me sometimes.
Oh, brilliant.
Yeah.
And,
Good.
She said to me that he got off at half time because he was sick because he just couldn't handle it.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Do you know what? That's one of the reasons I don't gamble, Steers, because people don't want to talk to me in pubs. So, it doesn't help with, it doesn't half help with the gambling and the alcoholism if people don't want to talk to you in pubs. So,
Well, you know what? I just thought to myself sitting there last night. I was like, I just thought stuff like that's weird, and I just think it's like, I don't know, but it was unbelievable. And
pay for a nice house anyway, won't it?
and of course, you've give all your winnings to that man's charity of choice, of course, haven't you, Steve? Of course, you have. Haven't
we
you?
spent it last night.
Yeah, probably spent it last night too. I was in the Denby Castle till about 1 o'clock. So.
Oh,
proper pub.
There you go. Nice ones. Nice. I believe. We might have someone on the line in a minute, Steve, who stopped his son witnessing a Merseyside derby for the first time. I believe we might have him up on the call in a moment. So I think you know, this person obviously may get a knock on the door from he might get a knock on the door when he comes over from child protection.
It's not bad. It's two home wins, two clean sheets.
I know, but imagine stopping your son who's never seen you win a Merseyside derby. Imagine stopping him against his will from actually witnessing Everton win a derby at home. You know what I mean? Questions have to be asked. And we will ask those, and maybe we'll ask those questions in a moment.
Well, I mean, obviously, he's probably got his full Sean Dyche tracksuit on as we're speaking now.
Yeah. We'll sort that out in a minute.
So who's up next then?
Nice one, Steve.
Who could it be?
Nice one,
Cheers, Steve.
Who've we got now? Go on, get Astro. Baz is is having to put some cream on himself or something.
Hey there, Nick.
Can you hear
Nick,
me?
go on, mate. Go on, Astro.
Yo, you got me?
Yo,
good.
man.
Oh, good gracious. I'm going to tell you what, we still floating on cloud nine over here in Georgia. I know y'all must be doing the same over there. Let me tell you something about this. All right, my buddy, Kip Lovingood down in Orlando, Florida, I converted him into a Toffee a few years ago, and he saw the COVID era win over at Castle Grayskull. I mean, I'm sorry, Snake Mountain. Sorry, let me get it right.
Yeah.
He saw the win over at the, spectatorless Snake Mountain. But he had, listen, I get a picture from that old boy yesterday, and he's got his Everton top on, the gray 84 away, got his Everton hat on. He's heading to the pub hunting copites. And he said, as much grief as I have gotten from these people, he said, by God, I'm going to hand it.
Oh,
Nick's broke the internet.
Has Nick gone through a tunnel again? Is he doing loop-the-loops in his plane? Is he disconnected? That story was going to be epic as well.
It was. He was winding himself up.
It's because he comes on and he uses phone line.
Mate, you got me.
Go on, you're back.
I'm back. No, mate, listen, I'm actually, the damn people trying to get me to fly today keep calling. And I'm like, y'all hush. Them damn airplanes can wait. We talking Toffees. You know what I'm saying? All that airplane shit can take a back seat. Daddy got to talk about some Toffees. But my buddy went out, and there's literally an entire gang of these guys in Orlando, and they're like seeing other Blues who are out. And it ended up being some kind of impromptu celebration in Orlando last night. So, listen, that's how much it means. That's how much it means. I just, that is the most satisfying, complete, and total week. That ass whooping was so complete, you could write it off on next year's taxes as a medical liability. I'm pretty sure there's some claim back on it. Get that VAT tax back, baby, for that ass whooping that we laid on them last night. But listen, it's like this. Yesterday, it hit me. My buddy texted me. He said, they're going to beat us 4-0. And I said, they're going to beat us to death. I said, to hell with 4-0. They're going to beat us to death. And then we got to talking about it. And I said, you know what? No, no, hell no, this one feels different for some reason, right? And then I said, you know what? To hell with them. It ain't about them. It's about us. Oh, Dr. Teeth and the Copyright Mayhem, this ain't about you. This is about us. And more importantly, right, it's about the people that packed Goodison and raised that ruckus right yesterday. I mean, y'all, I got to tell you, I can only imagine what it was like in person, but it literally bled through the TV. I mean, like, listen, Astro Jr. got a little bit crazier than he normally is when that Goodison part riled up. We almost had a food fight at dinner because we were just so bent out of shape and tore up and just excited and all that energy. You just didn't know what to do. But it ain't about them. It's about us. And that's the mentality we need to take moving forward. It's just another day in the sawmill, baby. Rack them up, knock them down. I don't care who you are. If you're coming into my house, those are my points, and you ain't leaving. You're not leaving with those points without a fight. And I'm going to give you absolutely every bit of the business I can muster. And that's how we have to approach it. And Ped, you actually hit the nail on the head very succinctly yesterday. You work the problem. You do the math. You work the problem. You deal with the most emergent issue first. Because, listen, it ain't just space that's trying to kill you, like Mark Watney on Mars. Hell, the Premier League's trying to kill us. Little Dickie Masters is trying to kill us. I mean, good God, Sky trying to kill us. Everybody wants us gone. We're harder to kill off than a cockroach after the nuclear apocalypse. You know what I'm saying?
Let me just interject you there. Can I just, for clarity's sake, say that was a line from a film, and there is actually no one on Mars that Astro is actually referring to. I just wanted to make sure. People were like, "There's someone on Mars. What does Astro know that we don't?"
Yeah. No, listen, there is a whole lot of things that Astro knows that you don't. But
exactly.
No, we ain't got nobody on Mars yet. Right? Yet. That's the operative term.
Work in progress.
But yeah, in all honesty, guys, like the first full season I supported Everton was that season that we absolutely gave them a hiding. Cahill and Arteta scored. The last time we won.
Last time we won. He's just
someone's rung him. He's ringing in on the internet, sort of thing.
And then we're getting back. Someone's just rung.
He'll be backing him in.
Let me just take this opportunity.
You ruining my birthday by hiring Rafa Benitez on my damn birthday.
Oh yeah.
I ain't never gonna forget that. But that's when it all started. And we're almost at the 3-year mark of being in the wilderness. And I think that I don't know, man. I feel like Gandalf. I'm coming back to you at the turning of the tide, right? And that's the thing. It's the turning of the tide. Like maybe we broke something last night, and let's handle the most emergent issue next. You know, whatever that is, whether that's finances, whether that's owners. Let's face it. They could make up some new rules to deduct points off of us. Maybe we celebrated too hard last night. Mm-hmm. Maybe we broke like a local noise ordinance or something. They're going to deduct points over. I mean, listen, they're making it up as they go. I don't expect them to do anything different, but I mean, good gracious. What a satisfying, I mean, listen, this may not be flash dance, but what a feeling. You know what I'm saying? What an absolute feeling. Keep believing. I'm telling you, it is fabulous, and you got a lot of people, and I don't want to take up any more of your time, but man, damn, it feels good to be a Toffee today, don't it?
It really does.
It does, my friend.
And we don't get to say that enough.
No, that's it, isn't it?
We don't get to say that enough.
And if we did, everything would be a little bit better. Everything would be a little bit better.
And everything would shine the brighter.
Honestly,
because of it.
This is the thing. We're on the Vin Diesel road, my friend. We've let Paul Walker go left, and we're on the Vin Diesel road. That's all you've got. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. We're with the family. Vin Diesel and the family. We're there. We're drinking with the barbecue. Yeah. It's all about La Familia. That's it.
That's exactly it, dude. We got the tater salad and the cold beer and the cockfight ass whoopings all laid out on the table. And it's buffet style. Everybody gets a bite.
That's it.
I mean, listen, you know what? I've never seen that. Even back in 2010, they were scared.
Yeah, they were.
Somebody got to them. They looked spooked, like something had done showed up in the locker room they wasn't expecting. I mean, honest to goodness, they looked scared last night. And it took me a little bit to figure it out because I'm like, What's wrong with them? Did they get some bad food or something? They're going to there weren't any fireworks to set off at their hotel because they just came across Stanley Park from Snake Mountain. You know what I mean? So it's not like we could put the fireworks out or anything else to spook them. But y'all, they got shook and they got took. I mean, Dr. Teeth. I mean, he, honest to goodness, I ain't seen him look that bad since his head fell off on the Muppet Show. You know what I'm talking about? Dr. Teeth and the Cop Like Mayhem. Your song got cut short last night, baby, and we finished it with Spirit of the Blues. Oh, let me tell you. Sorry, I'm gonna go now. Y'all got great people. Y'all got great people that's gonna say better stuff than me. Thank you. Enjoy it all.
Take care.
Cheers, mate. See you guys.
See you later. See you later. Have we got Baz?
Yeah.
Get him on.
Come on,
Get him on. The child torturer.
Hello.
Oh, look at the background noise just for ambience. So I may be in one of many parks.
There you go, mate. I'm in SeaWorld, and you know what? Jim Beglin, Van Cosme, Roy Hodgson, Jamie Carragher, all of them. Your boys took one hell of a beating. How is it, boys? Is it good? Is it noisy in that studio next door?
It's very, very quiet, Baz.
Very, very quiet. Very, very tumbleweeds.
Paul came in.
Paul
and
did come in because he knew he had to.
Yeah.
And he was like, "Oh, it was terrible.
Okay.
It was terrible last night. I had to go to Box Park, and I thought it was going to be full of Reds because that's what it was advertised as. But there was some Evertonians there, and I was scared. I was scared. It was hilarious. We were sitting there going, "Oh, this is the worst story."
He's not used to being in mixed company.
He's got his phone up to his ear. All you can see is the ear.
Yeah.
Everyone's just going.
He's got.
Oh, I can see that there's some kind of keyframe for viewers, so I don't know what that's all about.
What's that all about, Ned? There you go. So you
14 years, man.
You didn't actually watch it either, did you?
No. I had bits and pieces, and I just.
Where was Paul Zach?
Zach was on water. So once it went 1-0, that was it. We were just like, nah, I can't. And I kept coming back to where our stuff was and just pulling my phone out of the rucksack and one eye on it. And when it was 2-0, it was worse, I think, when it was 2-0.
Yeah, it was worse.
I looked and it was 90 plus 5. Put it down, went in the wave pool and thought, if I go back and it's 2-2, I won't be surprised. It won't surprise me.
That was actually the most incredible thing of the whole night, was when they put the board up and it only said 5 minutes. That was literally, I was like, what? Everyone was like, oh my God, 5. We really are truly blessed this evening. I mean, there shouldn't have been any more than 5 minutes, but it was just like 5 minutes. Oh my God. They've even stopped them.
But there was 9, wasn't it, in the first half?
Yeah.
Was there 9 in the first half?
8, I think.
There was 9, wasn't it, for Mikalenko? So,
yeah. And the various VAR and the VARs as well.
Same again at the end.
Yeah.
No, it was chilled and that really.
Oh, I had people. Listen,
Go on.
I had people messaging me saying, what you cried this in, but you're getting every single decision. I was like, I'm not even watching. I don't even know what you're on about, but I take it things aren't going your way.
Yeah. The ref
The ref was very good.
The greatest referee ever.
Yeah.
He was amazing.
Was he? Yeah.
Honestly, he was amazing. He was absolutely every time one of them went over. Every time one of them went over. Trent Alexander-Arnold was trying to get them free kicks and penalties, and he just kept on going. Listen, lad, you're not even a good right back. Go away. That's what he kept. He was just like, go away. Virgil van Dijk, I thought, was going to cry at one point because of Dom. Because Dom just jumping around him. He didn't like people jumping around him in case his knee fell off. And
he done tremendous for the goal. It was great centre-back play for the goal. What I loved particularly about Dominic Calvert-Lewin's header, which was incredible, was the fact that Van Dijk blamed him.
Oh, he's gone full Astro. What is with it? What's wrong with American internet?
Slow.
This is because you're in SeaWorld, Baz, and you shouldn't be in SeaWorld. Terrible, disgusting stuff they do. Boycott them. And you're there advertising them. Did we got him back? All right. Oh, he left? He might come back. He probably won't come back. He'll probably go. Did he still do the refill? Or that's Typhoon Lagoon. Did he do the refill?
He was there yesterday, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was there yesterday.
He's in Epcot, so he's doing all the parks.
No, he's doing every park. Fair
In
play to him.
Universal as well.
He's doing all of them. Fair play to him. Why shouldn't he? He's on holiday. Just SeaWorld, isn't it? SeaWorld. Where once in SeaWorld, Ned, that Stingray tried to have me off. How do you think? What do you think about that, Ned?
Is it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Somebody's there.
Who've we got,
I'm
Ned?
not saying anything. Brian Garside.
We've got Brian
Brian.
Garside. Well,
Come on.
Go on, Bri.
Evening all.
Evening.
I'd just like to congratulate you on what you described earlier as a sound management decision to have this club call this evening. A good piece of inspiration, that I must say.
I knew I'd never heard the
Or
end
in
of it.
shorthand, Brian said we had to do it.
I thought I'd never hear the end of this. But sorry, just to interrupt you, Bri. But Baz has just said, Ned, why have you just kicked him off the call? He said he's fuming. You've just kicked. He said, Ned, why have you just kicked me out? Fuming.
Up on dongle.
Go on, Bri. Go on, keep going, Bri.
Just reply to him because Brian's more important.
Go on, Bri. Go on.
Baz is a queue hopper.
Yes, he
Ned
is.
put him before, and Steve and Astro all been jumping the queue.
Oh, that's Ned. That's Ned. He's in charge.
It's a priority. There's a rank here. It's a
Hierarchy.
I put people on
Absolutely.
in the order they join the chat.
Anyway, I'll keep it very short and brief because I know there are other people waiting.
Go on.
So anyway, Saturday, Brentford. I'm coming over, me and my lad.
Ooh.
And I must say, there's only a couple of weeks once I bought me tickets, I was really questioning my sanity because as I've stated on these pages, I really didn't know where the next points were going to come from.
If we don't win, it's your
lo and
fault.
Behold, what do we do? And so everything feels a lot brighter, a lot more enthusiastic. The enthusiasm building that are going to be coming over for it. I would just hope that it's not the case of after Lord Mayor's show, as you've been talking. And have they got the energy left and that aggression that they had last night? That's what they're going to need on Saturday too, because I don't think Brentford have really got the flip-flops on just yet.
No.
And we've got some more injuries, but, if that midfield can show up again, then we'll be all right. And then so now we have a galvanised team all of a sudden. I don't know what's happened. 2 games in a row like that. It's really not Everton. I haven't seen this happen for, a couple of seasons now. No. We actually think there's something good going to come out of all this. So last night, absolutely fantastic. One of my favourite derbies, even though I wasn't there. After I just sat down after the second goal and my beer went flying. And it smells like a brewery here at the moment in my house. So...
Fair enough.
To get the wife to get the cleaning gear out.
Oh, I mean, that sounds very sexist, Brian.
Absolutely.
Very stereotypically.
Yes, it's all to do with my sickness. I have been diagnosed with something, so I put it all down to that.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's all I want to say, and get it right on Saturday because I want to enjoy this.
Yeah, nice one. Nice one. Enjoy coming over, Bri.
Yeah. All right. Take care now.
See you later. Ta-da.
See yourself.
Who have we got, Ned?
Next in the queue is Abby.
Get Abby on. Let's get Abby on.
Abby, you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yeah, go on, Abby.
Yeah.
Yeah. What a night last night.
Oh, amazing.
This is that's the type of night I wish I didn't live in Devon and I lived closer. I wish I could have been there last night.
Yeah.
The atmosphere sat all the way through, but especially at full time, sounded brilliant.
It was brilliant. It was
Throughout, it was brilliant.
It was brilliant. The whole game was brilliant, but obviously afterwards was when it was really good because all the stress was over. All the stress for a few months was all over. So, well, in the Merseyside derby, still plenty of stress left to go through. But no, it was brilliant. A brilliant occasion.
And I just loved how we had Van Dijk moaning.
Yeah.
He started very early, didn't he? Yeah.
25.90.
Another conversation. Still on, Abby.
25. Hang on, 25.40. So 25.40. I'll give you 25.90.
She's in the supermarket.
Yeah.
No, my food's arrived.
Oh, okay. Good timing, Abby.
Well, you're having Chinese or something?
No, my daughter's got pizza. And I've got a kebab.
Oh, I mean, you can't go. I mean, Thatcher's Britain there, 25.90 for a pizza and kebab. The Devon places, clearly. Devon only knows why it's so expensive.
Yeah. I loved your player ratings, but Ted.
Yeah. It was a bit of a fever dream.
It proved very popular.
I have to say, I watched it about 10 o'clock this morning. Because I have enough trouble getting my 9-year-old daughter into bed on time, let alone being able to watch the match.
Yeah, it was a long one. I didn't really want to go to bed or anything last night. So, well, I couldn't go to bed anyway because I just had so much adrenaline going through me. So, yeah, I thought, well, I might as well sit up and enjoy the evening.
Talking to your laptop
with fellow people, with fellow Evertonians.
The worst part of last night was when Mikalenko went down. I was really, really worried. I thought he wasn't going to get back up. How he managed to get back up and carry on after that fall.
Yeah.
Because initially they weren't going to show the highlights of his. They weren't sure whether to, because it was all about the way he fell, wasn't it? It was all about the twist of the ankle. They weren't going to show it. And then when they showed it, I was like, I had to look away. Yeah, I'm not normally squeamish, but when it comes to ankles and knees, when you know the way they twist, you know it's a bad one.
Yeah, I've done that myself. Where you fall and it's a weird one, that one, because you can do it and it can really, really hurt, but actually there's no ill effect, and there really should be, because your foot shouldn't be to go like that. Yeah. But obviously his has, and he's had to go off, and I guarantee the minute they've taken that boot off, his ankle has just gone balloon that. And they'll have to wait for the swelling to go down before they can do a proper scan.
I would be very surprised if it's not ligament damage.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's the other side. Like, a mere human can do that and go, I'll be fine. But a footballer, obviously, even just playing that the extra 5-10 minutes could have impacted on that as well. Yeah. But Everton he will have gone, I don't want to come off at that moment, because players don't even want to come off now because they know they're going to have to spend a minute off the pitch. That's right. And that makes that decision really difficult for them.
Yeah, no, I mean, I've got a friend who about 3 or 4 years ago now really, really badly damaged her ankle ligaments, and all she did was tripping down a curb that was higher than she thought.
Yeah, I've done exactly the same thing. I've done the same thing a couple of times, just walking and not seeing a curb, and oh my God, they're in agony. So I can't imagine what it would be like doing that with an impact in a Premier League game.
She tore the ligaments so badly that she had to have an operation.
Oh God!
But she was on crutches for 9 months.
Whoa!
Oh, that's awful.
No fun.
Yeah.
She's fine now, but she says she does find it's a little bit weaker. I said, well, it will be after.
Well, I'll be honest. I think she might have played her last Merseyside derby. If I'm honest, Abby, I don't see a future out of her Everton left back, but hopefully she'll be all right.
No, but I thought everybody, there wasn't a player that didn't deserve a high score last night.
No, they were all amazing for all the reasons. Everyone had to do everyone has to be amazing if you're going to win a game like that. Everyone has to be amazing, and they were all amazing last night.
The only moment I was a little bit, why did you let them do that? Was that Ashley Young and Dwight McNeil free kick routine?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
It's like, why not just let Dwight take it? Everybody knows it was the right side for a left footer.
Yeah. Or just kick it in, just go into the corner with it. Anything than just boot it into the Gladys Street. Strange moment.
But no, it was a fantastic night.
Yeah, it was.
And
it was.
Before I go and let somebody else go,
thank you, Abby.
I read yesterday that I read an article with some snippets from the Hertha Berlin CEO.
Oh yeah.
Saying he's never had any issues. They've never had any issues with 777 financially since they've come in. They've always paid on time. They've always been very amenable and always done what they've asked. They paid their 75% or whatever 75 million, I think it was, but they paid it in equity rather than as a loan.
Mm.
So that's how they got their
Yeah.
So they got their thing by paying little bits of equity at a time.
Yeah.
Which is how I think they should do it here.
I think it's how they are doing it here, isn't it? They'll have bought the club if they keep on going for another 3 months, I think, by the sounds of it.
Yeah.
So.
Well, yeah, that's clearly how they're doing it, but it's how Richard Masters isn't wanting them to do it, obviously.
Yeah. That's it. Well, we'll see, Abby. But Abby, thanks for your call anyway. Brilliant to have you on. And obviously, one day you'll get to the promised land. Don't you worry.
Oh no, I will. I've got friends down in Totnes who are Toffee, so they say they're going to try and get me up there.
Yeah, you'll get it there. Don't get yourself up here. Yeah. You'll do it. Thanks, Ab.
All right, cheers.
See you later.
Take
Bye.
care.
Bye. Who've we got?
Enjoy your kebab.
Ned, who've we got now?
Paul McCarthy.
Ned is sitting here in a pair of fucking sunglasses, and they're not even.
Do you know why? Do you know why? Because see this building?
Yeah,
it's mine.
Who?
And what?
Whose sunglasses are they?
Mine.
Aren't they Steve Kelly's?
No,
they're not
Kelly's.
yours.
Me and Steve Kelly obviously have the same taste.
Did you get
glass.
those off the H-Gate as well?
No, I got these from Ray-Bans.
Ray-Bans?
In Tokyo.
Why in Tokyo? They don't make fake stuff in Tokyo?
Because I go to like nice, posh, rich places.
Rich places like Tokyo?
I like Dubai and that.
What's the
you live in St. Helens?
What's the furthest, Ned? What's the furthest east you've ever been?
East?
Yeah.
He's trying to figure out which way is east now.
Hang on. Probably like, I don't know, Llandudno.
East Llandudno?
Wales.
Which is clearly west.
Where you live.
Oh, east. Oh, yeah. East.
Go on.
I don't know. Maybe Manchester.
What's the furthest east you've been then? Give him a clue then.
Furthest east I've been is...
Probably Greece, actually.
Cyprus.
Not very far, is it?
No, I don't go east, I go west.
Greece or Turkey.
Like Pet Shop Boys said.
Greece, I think, or Turkey.
Greece or Turkey.
These are probably from Turkey.
Yeah, they are definitely from Turkey. You look like Turkey.
I like clothes from abroad.
You like buying them from China,
anyway,
that's why.
We've got
Go on.
If you can hear us, we've got Paul McAllister.
Paul McAllister?
But he's not responding to my call.
Next in line then. This is annoying me.
All right, we'll go to. I've got this wrong before, and I can't remember what the right pronunciation was. It's either Lewis or Louis, but he's laughing, so I think it's not Lewis. No, it's Lewis. It's definitely Lewis.
It's definitely not Lewis.
Go on.
It's Louis.
It's Louis. Because those
guys, man.
Can't get the staff, Louis. That's the problem.
It's all right. I mean, it's not an easy name to remember. It's just byproduct of pretentious parents, really.
Yeah. Sounds
What's your middle name?
Sounds it.
I don't know if I want to disclose my middle name. It's
the third.
No, it's Benjamin is the middle name. I don't often go by it because I'm not particularly a big fan of it. But
Louis Benjamin. Yeah.
We won. Oh my God, we won a Merseyside derby.
Yeah,
yes, we did.
Who cares about names? Who cares about names?
I was a child when this last happened. I was a child when this last happened at Goodison Park. It was. I did not expect it from the Everton team that we had, or any of the Everton teams we've had for like the past 3 or 4 years. I didn't expect anything like that from them, and I didn't know what to think because I didn't go down to the game. I was originally supposed to go down, but they changed it to a midweek game, and I couldn't get the time off work, so I just had to forego the going down. So I watched it in a pub in Great Howard, and for the first time in about the last 7 years, I've had a midweek drink.
Ooh.
And it's been brilliant. And it was a bit of a, I thought it was going to be a bit of a ropey do because the pub had a lot of Reds in it.
As you would expect.
But I don't know. They were fairly sound, to be fair. And but it's just delightful to see. Absolutely made my week, my entire week. So I don't know about you fellas, but you must be absolutely loving life right now.
Yeah, I mean it's probably it's probably made more than just a week, if I'm honest. It's not. I won't be forgetting this one for a while.
No, last night was a great night.
I won't be forgetting this one for a while because clearly we can hang this one over them for well, we've got the whole
at least till October.
Yeah, we've got the whole summer, haven't we? So they'll probably petition the Premier League to have like the first game of the season. Touch wood. That it should be the Merseyside derby so they can get over it as quickly as possible. And whatever, I don't know, Z-list manager they're down to by then will have his first game against us. That's what you'd expect anyway.
Yeah, well, it feels like it's been so long. And I had another question about you. So
go on.
Does this now, because I was stressed out, I was less stressed for this game than I would have been for Brentford. Like Brentford, I thought is the stressful one for me. But I don't know, does this win today make Brentford more stress-free for you guys? Because I don't feel as stressed going into Brentford now. I mean, I feel like we should win it, and that it's important that we win it. But is there less stress hanging over it now that we've won such a big game?
Not for me.
No, I'm actually getting oddly more stressed the closer we get to the line because it is so close. It's so tantalisingly close now to just getting the job done. And to me, it's more to do with the Wolves game. If that'll be the thing, yeah. The Wolves versus Luton game will be almost like if Wolves get that job done, then I'll be pretty relaxed, I think. But it's all the scenarios that can start running into your head because we're so close. And it's like we were talking before about when we were 2-0 up last night. It's the fear of that being turned round to be getting beat 3-2 because you are in such a good position that you're like, if this goes bad, it's going to be even worse than if you're just being like normal. So I don't know. It's just about turning up there on Saturday and hoping for a really professional performance from the players.
Yeah.
Because the thing about it is, well, we can sit here and go, oh, they'll have a lot have been taken out of them by the Merseyside derby, but surely a lot will have been taken out of them from the Forest game going into a Merseyside derby, and yet they put that performance in. So we can't think. I mean, I go, any one of us will go for do something athletic and feel it for the next couple of days. These are professional footballers. I was just going to say, these are professional footballers. So I don't know how long it takes them to actually recover from a game of football. I don't know does it take a day? Does it take 2 days? Does it take 3 days? When they've, you'd imagine it probably takes 3 days, and we've got 3 days. So they should be hopefully in the right place, and they've got to approach it in the same way. And Sean Dyche is the perfect manager for that. He won't let anyone get above their station.
I'm just not a big fan of the fact that we've basically got another 3-game week now, and I see these a lot in lower league and championship fixtures, and I just don't like them. I mean, I get that they have to shove them in there because of other clubs that are playing European football, but I don't know. I feel like it kind of bothers me a little bit because we're not a club that's playing European football, and we're kind of having to conform to having to play a 3-game week. Where all 3 games are very important for us, especially because one of them is a Merseyside derby, and 2 of the other games are very, very much winnable games.
Yeah, but take the positives out of it, because if we'd played Liverpool on the day we should have played Liverpool, then who knows what would have happened? They might have been in better form. We were in worse form. We've played them. We've took from this week. If you'd offered me 6 out of 9. I probably would have took 6 out of 9. Now that we've got 6 out of 6, I want 9 out of 9. Of course, I do.
True.
But I think if you'd offered any of us that beforehand, I think we would have took it. So I'm just looking at the positives. Whatever team turns up on Saturday, I know whatever happens, it's because they run through brick walls for us last night. And that's all I can say. You know, I've seen this before, where we've had a huge game on a Wednesday night, and maybe the Saturday doesn't always play out the way you want it to. But they did run through brick walls last night for us, and we got the 3 points. So I am sure.
I wasn't trying to sound like I was complaining. I was just sort of trying to say that I just don't know if it's a particularly good thing to do going forward. I mean, I think I'm very much happy with the way it's played out. Because we've won two out. We've already won 2 out of the 3 of them, and we could go 3 for 3.
Yeah.
That's not something we've done for a long time.
Well, yeah, since December, yeah.
Winning's a habit.
Yeah.
So,
and hopefully we I mean, but I suppose the thing about it is, though, if you're going to be an actual successful team, and we are miles away from being a successful team, you will play 3 games in a week. I mean, that's what Newcastle have struggled with this year. That's what Villa will struggle with next year. That's what West Ham have had to deal with this year. And that's what keeps the top sides on the top, because they can cope with that amount of games. And it doesn't come round that often, and obviously that's what you need a decent squad for, or you hope that you get the luck not to lose players. We've lost Michalenko for Saturday, and we have to deal with it, and then once we're through that, then it's back to having 3 more games that are obviously on the weekends. I know the game against Luton is a Friday night, but it's back to the weekend. So and that's all. And at this point, they won't be doing loads of hard training. It's all about the games now. It's all about recovery now. Recovery game, and that's all there is now till the end of the season. And just about getting it done, get over the line.
It's just round the corner.
I guess I wouldn't have an issue if we had, if we had the squad depth for the. But we find ourselves in a position where we just don't have a lot of players of quality that can play for us every week, week in, week out, and we don't really have the luxury of being able to rotate the squad. So I guess I would be caring a lot less.
Yeah.
But either way, I'm so delighted for the result.
Yeah. No, it was fantastic.
I'm like the one Everton fan at work, and everyone's just kind of like, well, yeah, I guess you kind of deserve that one, pal.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah,
just keep smiling.
That's it. Just keep the positives, and we'll roll into Saturday and see whether we can keep it going.
Yeah, well, I get to go to that one because it's on a weekend.
Yeah, good stuff. Good stuff.
Right.
Nice one, mate.
No worries.
See you later. Nice one. See you later.
Take care, Louis. Take care, mate.
Anyway, if people in the comments on YouTube, if you want to get in this on the phone you have to click the link on Toffee TV Premier, which means you have to be a Toffee TV Premier. And if you're a Toffee TV Premier member, the link is there. It's not phone calls. No one's ringing us up on a phone. They are going through the link, which is at the top of Toffee TV Premier for this video. So anyone in the comments on YouTube, that's how you get it. We don't ring anyone. This is not phone. We don't take phone calls. Just to clear that up. Who have we got now, Ned?
Yes. Finally, been trying to get Paul McAllister for ages, and
there we go. I can hear him counting.
Yeah, I just ask him to count to 5 for us.
Go on, Paul.
It's better be good now after all the messing, mustn't it? It's always great to beat Jacob Rees-Mogg's team, isn't it?
Yeah, always.
I've loved that shout from one of the Patreons. I was 16 last time we went and beat them at Goodison. I remember it vividly, even now. But I want to just maybe get serious for a minute. I think personally now is the right moment to give Dyche a new deal. Now, I don't say that as someone who loves Dyche, because I don't. I've been very critical of him over the last couple of months. But I think he's got us, 33 points with the deduction, so that should be 41. Now, let's say we win Brentford, Luton and Sheffield, then we'd finish on 41 points, and it should be 42 points, and it should be 50. That's right. Or if we get 2 draws and a win, we shouldn't be losing to Luton. Or the only game between now and the end of the season that I don't think we've got much of a chance in is probably Arsenal.
Yeah.
But I think you just got to put your business hat on, and I think when the mood is good, when the mood is good like it is at the moment, and everyone's on a high, that's the time to make
hard decisions and decisions that you know are not going to be universally popular, because you'll be able to ride out the criticism. So I think we should just put our business hats on and think, right, this fella's got us the point, or he should have got us the points return that we'd have been happy with back last summer, because if we'd have got between 45 and 50 points back in August, anyone in the right mind would have snapped your arm off for that, considering all the problems that are going on in the club and all the other stuff that's happened off the pitch as well, like, you know, with the ex-board leaving and embarrassing us in public, and a couple of players getting touted with moves away and stuff like that. So I think now we just give Dyche an extension, so it's just one thing we can have clarity over, because we've got so much going on at the club where the fans just haven't got a clue what is going to happen in a month's time, or in 2 months' time, never mind 6 months. It's just one less conversation we need to have.
But haven't we got clarity anyway, though? Because he's got a contract till the end of next season. So do we really need to make that decision right now? Is there not an argument that who would who would sack him? Who would give him a contract?
How many how many managers go into their last 12 months of their contract in the Premier League? It's not a typical thing, is it? And I wouldn't necessarily blame him. Not that I think this would, definitely happen. But what happens if we get into the last 6 months of his deal and we're still, plodding along and we're doing all right and we're nowhere near relegation come November time, December time, and another club comes and knocks on his door and thinks, well, that lot are dragging the feet. We'll give you a 4-year deal over here, and we could lose him. Now, I know some fans won't be devastated by that, but I think you've got to look around and think, who can we realistically get with all what's going on with 777 and the uncertainty over the ownership and the finances? Who could we realistically get who's going to come in and definitely get us 40 points, and people say? Moyes, maybe, but they always say never go back. And I'd much rather stick with a devil we know than take a chance on a manager from the Championship, or someone like another Marco Silva, who's, a young foreign coach with loads of ideas, because it can just go wrong very quickly.
I'm with you on the final point about like a young up and coming manager. I don't think the club's anywhere near that level. I'll be honest, I don't see where Dyche could go. That would be an up from Everton. I think he knows he's at the biggest club he'll ever be at, and I'm not. I don't think there's any particular hurry, because I just don't think. And I'll bring John. Give me your view on this. Do you think there's any rush with everything surrounding the club at the moment?
I mean, we're on a rich vein because we won 3 in a row. Well, at home anyway, for 3 out of 4. But we shouldn't forget that means he's won about 4 games in half a season. Right? So, at the worst time, right, to make a decision like this is when you're feeling buoyant. You've just won a derby, everything's looking rosy, all the managers, MBS type stuff, sounds okay. And he has got a year to go. And I think the 777 or change of ownership thing will certainly, play out before this manager comes up for renewal. And to be candid, and maybe I'm being a bit rude here, if we're worried that someone's going to come and take Sean Dyche off us, what have we become, right? And there's not a chance in hell that anyone's going to give any manager in the Premier League, unless they're some hyper manager, a 4-year deal anyway. And the man himself knows this is the biggest job he's ever had, and it's probably the biggest job he ever will have. So let's just see. And if we see that there's another manager we think is an upgrade, then we make the decision, not Sean Dyche.
One thing I would say, Paul, is I would certainly, even if anyone was thinking about that, I certainly wouldn't give him anything till the job is done. Like, absolutely done.
Oh, it's got to be in the post-season.
Because I think even he would probably go, and he said this himself about new contracts, he's just like, I'm not interested. I'm not interested in talking or doing anything till it's actually cemented. So, and are we not stumbling into the territory of the old Martinez mural on the main stand as well? If we're not careful about maybe getting, again, I understand. I get the point. Sometimes it's like it's a one less thing to worry about. Right now, I'm not particularly worried about that, because he's definitely here till the end of next season, no matter what. And if they want to keep him, he'll sign that deal if someone wants to give him a deal. I just don't know who there is to give a deal right now, and I'd want it to just be absolutely 100% we're sorted. And listen, someone might in the summer sit down with him and go, do you want to sign a new contract, a rolling 1-year deal? And he might go, yes, and. But I'd 100% wait till we are 100% safe, or just because I don't think we need any other distractions at the moment. Get that job done.
The business decision wouldn't be to offer him a new contract.
No, I don't think it is.
I get
Paul's,
business
I get
decision,
Paul's point because if it's a body of a season, it's the whole of the season. Actually, he has done a good job. No, you'll get no arguments.
No, because if we come in with the points haul, points one, and we talked about it earlier on, and this were, you're right, mate.
Yeah.
Points one, forget. Yeah. The deductions aren't his issue. No, right. And if he's in that spot between 40 and 50 points, which he and his team, his own, his coaching staff and the players have achieved, then that's par for what we expected of him.
Yeah. No,
we need to then see that when a lot of the noise breaks down, the ownership changes, we're no longer breaching financial, we're no longer getting deductions and those sorts of things. Can he push on? Because I don't think we necessarily want to be a fan base who think it's just every season can we get past 40 points and then we think that means the manager's done a good job.
And Paul, I think you or your kids certainly have been a big advocate for it, and certainly we know Owen. We know Owen loves him, and that's fine, mate. Yeah. No, that's fine. He's done it. Do you know what? As I said, there.
Unique circumstances.
In terms of he's done the job he's been asked to do,
and a good enough job, and that's why I make the point of it. I don't particularly love Dyche, and I think that's just who we are as a fan base. Personally, we're not like that all over the park where we worship our managers. Some of our most successful managers. There've been times. I mean, I'm not old enough to remember the likes of Kendall and Catterick and things like that, but I've read the stories about there were times when the fans were really angry at them and wanted them out, or
definitely Howard was on the brink before it all
it's
turned.
Just who we are as a fan base. We, no matter how successful or unsuccessful we are, we never seem to just have that sort of unbreakable bond with managers like Liverpool often have. It's just not in our DNA. But I think one thing this club has done so badly over the last 20 years, and especially since Merseyside come in, we have not had any long-term strategies or made the hard decisions at the right time. We tended to dream too much and think, oh, well, we'll just kind of see what happens when we get there, and we'll make that decision later. Yeah. And I'm not necessarily in agreement when I think, oh, Dyche would have nowhere to go except Everton. He wouldn't get a bigger club in terms of, history and things like that. He could get I think he could very easily get a much more stable environment where he's not getting asked in his press conferences, he's not getting asked about ownership, he's not getting asked about point deductions. Let's say, for example, Thomas Frank gets a move somewhere in the next 6 to 12 months, and Brentford or De Zerbi at Brighton, one of those clubs come in who they're really stable, no one expects much of them, just don't get relegated, and they say, you've got 6 months over at Everton and that place is still on fire. You want to just come here and have a nice cushy life? And
I can't imagine either of those clubs going for Dyche.
I don't think he wants a cushy life. But genuinely, I don't think he wants a cushy life in terms of what you just said there. I honestly think Sean Dyche understands. I think Sean Dyche can't believe his luck. I honestly don't think he can believe his luck at what we spoke to people here. The last one was Connor Cody. We know what our club is, and I think sometimes we think that other people don't think we're a big club, but in football do know how big we are. Do know the pressures. Connor Cody said to us, it's a different. You go to these Leicesters and you go to Wolves, and in the midweek, no one's talking about the games. It's all dead easy. You get a few people asking you for pictures. He said places like Everton. He said it's just non-stop. It's relentless. Dyche wants. I reckon if Dyche went into a press conference and all it was just like, if he didn't have the pressures there, I think, I'm not saying he get bored or he doesn't want anything else. I think he likes that extra little bit of pressure. Might bring a little bit more out of him. I think he'd get bored somewhere else. But I also think that I don't know if he'd do the trade-off. I don't know if he'd do the trade-off for the boring life. What he wants, I think, is to make Everton. Isn't that like the whole football manager side of things of
Surely his professional and personal objective would be to prove everyone wrong.
Yeah.
Right. Show he can develop his playing styles and wake the Giants.
Yeah. That's it, isn't
it? A brand spanking new stadium on the horizon.
I would honestly, Paul, I'd love nothing more
than him to be dead successful.
Nothing more than him to be like the fella that I loved, honestly. Yeah. And I'm like, I've said it. Yeah. I've said it, Paul. I wouldn't swap Sean Dyche right now for any of these up and coming managers the way Everton are. I wouldn't swap him for the fella at Ipswich, genuinely, hand on heart.
It'd destroy him.
The only person I would genuinely even think about swapping him for right now is Moyes. And that's probably because that's my heart leading my head. Because I think you're absolutely right what you're saying. He is the perfect sort of man, even though the football at times, and he understands football in terms of the context of a season, rather than us who's like, we haven't won a game for 15 games. Well, neither is Brentford, neither is Palace, but they've just done what they've needed to do. Someone will sit down in the summer and have this conversation, and I hope they do, because Everton have stayed up with 4 games to go or 3 games to go, and things have turned around, and they do want that stability. And yet, we'll at the end of the season, the body of work that he talks about, hopefully we have looked at that, and we haven't. We as fans will always fall into the trap of, we haven't won a game for 15 games, or we've won 1 game in 15 or whatever. Well, now we've won 3 and 4. So let's hope that we get to that conversation and we can have that conversation. And I'm all on board and having the conversation about where we go and what his future is in this, and how he's part of making Everton a more stable place. Because I think you're absolutely right, Ian, that needs to be spoken about. In the summer, 100%. Are we keeping the director of football? If not, does this manager have an influence who the next director of football is, or is that going to be left to the club? He does seem like an adult in the room, Sean Dyche, 100%, and we've needed one of them for a while. So sometimes we miss that as football. I certainly do as well. I let my heart leave my head all the time. But I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it this week. I know that.
Yeah, no, I take the points on board, 100%. I'm one of them where I can't go through another summer or just another incident where I wake up one day and you find out the club's been caught with its pants down. Like it happened with Ancelotti.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
No. Well,
are you comparing Ancelotti with Sean Dyche?
No, you know what I mean. But the club is overnight left in an absolute sty because someone upstairs didn't make a hard decision when they needed to make it. They just kicked the can down the road. They just assumed that everything would be okay.
I do think it's one of the first decisions that 777 or someone else has to make. Yeah. That is one of the first decisions you have to make is this guy our long-term future as the manager? I think that's the first decision.
And if you believe that, you give him the contracts?
Yeah, exactly, yeah. If you believe that, then you give him the contract and you say, right. And also, by the way, because you give him the contract and you say, hey, get up here, get your family up here, which might be a little bit different for him because his kids are older. And let's have you bedded into this, not living in a flat with the coach. Let's have you living in a house with your family, and you put down roots because this is where you're going to be for the next 3 or 4 years. And we believe that. Because let's remember when Moyes was in charge, no one ever talked about him getting the sack. No, it was never mentioned basically the entire time he was here. Yeah. No one ever spoke about Moyes getting this. You took the highs with the lows. And I would love that at Everton. And if that's Dyche, so be it. But you're right, let's get that discussion, but let's make it when the new owners come in, and make that the first call of business so that we all know, and say to Sean, you're staying for a few years. No ifs, buts and maybes. We believe you're the man to take us forward. Get yourself in here. Get out the flat with Rooney. Stop eating from the local takeaway, and let's have it sorted.
And you know what? To put that into context, and if the future owner is 777, they should probably already have made that decision.
Yeah,
already.
Absolutely.
It's just that we don't know what it is.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. Nice one, Paul.
No, that was good, Paul. Good man. Thank you.
Good, lads.
Nice one. See you later.
Go on. Just sleeping in flat together, then that flat must absolutely honk.
There you go. Sure, Ever have set him up with a cleaner. Nice one, mate. See you later.
Good one. Cheers.
We done, Ned? Greg, get Gary Ward on then. He's the last one then, if there's no one else behind him.
Last call for Gary.
Gary Ward. Go on, I know. That's why I was trying to get you out the door, man. We got Gary Ward. He's not in the basement, is he?
But I really, really want to get Gary Ward on because he's like a legend.
But is he on, or have we got no one?
He's just staring at the phone at the moment.
Oh, Gary Ward, the original first ever caller.
Hello, Gary.
The first ever.
Harry.
Hello, Gary.
Harry.
You all right, mate?
Harry.
Yeah.
Go on.
Just wanted to call and say up the Toffees.
Yes.
Brilliant.
The man who every single day, first person always, who says Hardy every single day on our Toffee TV premiere. The first person ever to call And we had terrible technology, and it meant it sounded like he was locked in a basement.
Yes.
So it's good to hear your voice. How is you, and how are Memphis doing today?
Well, we're all right. We're getting some rain, but
sounds amazing.
Can't dampen my spirits.
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Have you got a point on the game, or are you just ringing up to say howdy?
I just rang up to say howdy.
Oh, what a legend!
Excellent.
It's good to hear from you. Has Memphis 901 season started?
Yeah.
How are they getting on?
Not well.
Oh dear.
Is Tim Howard still part of the organisation?
As far as I know, yeah.
But he doesn't really come down and get involved anymore.
Not really, no.
Oh no. Oh dear. Oh dear. Well, you know what, Gary? It's great to hear your voice. And how did you watch the game last night? Were you just at home absorbing it, or were you
at home streaming on Peacock?
Okay. And did it live up to that would have been, was that the first time you've ever seen Everton win a Merseyside derby? In sort of, yeah.
Well, I saw the COVID one.
Yeah. So, but that doesn't really count. I'm not having that one. Well, I mean, certainly, obviously, it's the first one.
Big round of applause for Ghana too. He had a great game. Yeah,
he was superb. He was absolutely superb. Any chance of you getting you to the UK, Gary, for you to see Everton play at Goodison? Is that a dream?
Seriously, damn it.
Yeah. Just one of those things that are just not to be. What if Everton come over to America in the summer or next summer?
Well, I don't get around too well anymore.
No. Oh, well. Maybe they'll come and see you.
If they get close, I almost went to the NBC thing in Nashville.
Okay. Oh, well. Well, listen, we've got you covered, and it's good to have you on it every day. It's good to hear your voice for the first time in a while. And we every day we always know you are we know you're the first there. We know we're live. We know we're live because you've given us a little thumbs up. So it's good to hear your voice.
Glad to be of help.
Yeah, it is. You're like the person who makes sure we know we're on live. So it's great to hear from you, Gary, and every day we look forward to it.
Good talking to you.
Good talking to you, Gary. Thanks for calling, mate.
Have
Speak to you soon.
Take care.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye, mate. There you go. The legend that is. Anyone who's a Toffee TV Premium member knows who Gary Ward is. He's a legend. He's a legend in our ranks there. Are we done, Ned?
Yeah.
There we go. Thank you to everyone for giving us a call. Thank you to everyone for listening, for commenting. If you want to call us, you have to be a Toffee TV Premier. It's literally the price of a coffee for an entire month of daily live shows, getting involved in the club call, and merchandise, discounts, the occasional Toffee TV live event, which I don't know when the next one is because we haven't sorted it out, because Baz is scared of going on stage. Just rip. He's not watching. Just ripping a bit. There you go. He's just told me he's watching Shamu trying to escape now, which is just an ass as far. He said keeps walking around just saying blackfish a couple of times to clear his soul. That's not. It's like it's not confession. You have gone to that park. Hold your hands up. Walk around with a big slaughtered whale on a t-shirt or something. The poor thing's trying to escape. And you're sitting there going, like a seal, which is practically what you are today, Baz. There you go. Thanks to everyone for watching. We'll be back tomorrow. See you later.
Ciao, bye.